Well, let's get Kiev's perspective now with Yulia Kazdobina, who's a former advisor to Ukraine's Information Policy Minister. She joins us now from Lublin in Poland. Really good to have you with us, Yulia. Can I begin by asking you about Belarus? We know in the lead up to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Moscow had stationed thousands of troops in Belarus, using it as a staging ground before it finally deployed troops into Ukraine. How worried are you that Belarus now has taken hold of Russian tactical nuclear weapons?
Well, I think we need to actually be pretty skeptical about what President Lukashenko is saying, because so far we have not seen any confirmations except for his statement for the Russian TV that he started receiving those tactical nuclear weapons. Until recently, the information from the White House has been that they have not seen any evidence that Russia has been moving those tactical weapons. And we know that Russia is using nuclear weapons as a tool of intimidation and trying to intimidate the West, and specifically the Western public, to undermine the Western support for Ukraine. So I would wait for a confirmation that this is actually happening before reacting to it in any way.
Yes, and in those same comments to Russian state TV, Lukashenko also said that it would not hesitate to enter the conflict in Ukraine if he felt that Belarus was under any form of attack or aggression from Ukraine or its allies. Are those fears founded? Is Belarus under any threat at all from Ukraine?
I mean, I think it's just, if you think about it, like Ukraine is a much smaller country than Russia, and Russia has been launching a full-scale attack on Ukraine. So do we really have that much forces to spare to try to attack Belarus? We do not have enough weapons to defend ourselves, right? And so do we have the capacity to attack Belarus? No, we don't. So I think Belarus is under no threat. And if you listen to the rhetoric of Western countries, they also have no intention of attacking Belarus. So in this case, it's, again, I think it's a psychological game trying to put pressure and to portray Belarus as something that's under threat, but whereas it's not.
Yulia, can I ask you now about Ukraine's long-awaited counter-offensive? Of course, Kiev's forces say they're retaking territory, particularly in the south of Ukraine, but Russia claims that it's managed to push back, that the counter-offensive is in fact failing. Who do we believe here? Is the counter-offensive as successful as Kiev is portraying right now?
Well, at this point, it's difficult to answer this question because the information is coming to us with a rather big delay, and also the counteroffensive is in very early stages. So, and the Ukrainian authorities have taken the position that, we need this operational silence. So we're not, they're not sharing too much information. That's why I can't really tell you about how successful the counteroffensive is. But at the same time, we can go back to the early days of the war when every day Russia was claiming that it destroyed large number of Ukrainian military equipment. And if you added up all the military equipment that they claimed that they have destroyed, Ukraine never even had that much military equipment. So I would really take Russian statements with a grain of salt, with a big grain of salt.
Okay, Yulia Kazdobina, we will have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us there from Poland.